Hi, this is Dr. Mark Sehl from the YouTube channel Therapy for the Heart. It's nice to be here today on April 17th. And today is Gerry and Mark's day. So I was down in the village visiting a friend of mine, Jesus, at Lenny's, and it was nice to see him. So that's how I happened to go to Patisserie Claude. There's a video of him, of Pablo and Karina, who man the bakery shop down there. So it was nice to see my friend. I saw my painting that's still hanging up there in Lenny's, thanks to the good managers there that kept it up. And I actually got a call from somebody who wanted to purchase the original, which I didn't want to do right now. I didn't want to sell it. So anyway, that was a nice beginning to the morning. And so on my way up to see Gerry, I was taking a different route, West 4th Street. Stopped by Patisserie Claude and thought I would bring some sweets from there because I wasn't going by the Amish where I usually get his chocolate cake. So I got two pieces of chocolate cake, which I love the way they make it down there, and I asked them if they would like me to take a video of their establishment, bakery. So Pablo and Karina said fine. And it's my way of thanking them for being the people that they are, and also in turn they gave me, besides 2 pieces of chocolate cake that I bought for Dr. Lucas, myself, and Elizabeth, the caretaker, they also gave me 2 extra treats, so that was really sweet of them, pun intended. So as far as Dr. Lucas, he was not doing too well today. Well, I'll get to that in a minute, but last Thursday was his 90th birthday. So he did have 3 visitors from his class, Tom and Dan Stewart and Dan Lafsky. That was nice that they were able to come and go there, but that day he wasn't feeling too well either, I understand, so he was up in his bedroom, didn't want to come down. But they did manage to have, I understand from the caretakers, a short visit, and that was nice of them to go there on his birthday. And I was there the day after his birthday, so I also bought some cake that day. And he was in much different spirits that day. It can change. The spirits can change from one day to the next, like us all can have different moods, but his can vary much more strikingly because of his failing physical and his mental self. So today, he was not doing too well. And I was concerned about him, primarily because they said he hasn't been eating too well or drinking too well. So there's in the danger of hydration and, not hydration, but dehydration. And but that can also be just for this past few days. Last time I was up there, he drank a lot. A lot of his, the drink that they, Elizabeth and Sharena make for him. But today he didn't want to come down, and so I went upstairs. I don't usually go up to his bedroom, but I did, and Elizabeth was having a difficult time coaxing him downstairs, so I helped her out, and between the both of us, we did manage to get him dressed, and he was partially dressed, but to get him ready and take him downstairs. That's a challenge in and of itself for him to go down the stairs because it's quite a sheer drop, but he needs the walk to keep his muscles strengthened, so they don't eventually atrophy. You have to walk, and so he did get up reluctantly. He was like a reluctant dragon, but he did come up and down. He came downstairs with a lot of coaxing, but he did manage it mostly on his own. He's pretty good that way, but very cautious, and I think also it was because of his mood and disposition. He wasn't feeling well. When he got downstairs, I brought out the food that I got from Patisserie Claude, and he wasn't hungry. He just was not in a good mood, and he's entitled to that. As a matter of fact, well, in terms of sweets, that's one of the taste sensations that goes along with others when you get older and have failing cognition. The bitter tastes, I understand, hang on, but it's the sweet ones that are reduced. So So maybe that's part of it. But I think generally he was just not feeling good. He did say to me that he didn't have much. He needed to keep everything for himself. He didn't have much else to give out. And he's right to the point. You know, he's very astute about where he is. So I didn't prod him too much to talk, or not at all. I did some talking myself. I told him about what I was doing, what I did during the week, and a bad dream that I had last night, and some other things. But just left him be. And he's entitled to be not in a good mood. You lose your ability to control the situations around you, to motility, thought. You know, of course you're going to be depressed. Sometimes I can be very stimulating with him, and today no. So we sat and talked, and at the end it was interesting that I got down on my knees to be in front of him, so to be on his eye level, and he opened his eyes, and after I was mentioned that I had to go, he looked at me, and he had such warm, thank you in his voice. He said thank you, and a twinkle in his eyes. So there's a lot of connection there that he has with me. And he started to unbutton my jacket. I think he didn't want me to go. Or whatever other motivations he might have had. Maybe he just wanted to be close and whatever, lay down. Who knows? I know Lucas, I don't know how much of an opportunity he has to do that, but he has sometimes with the caregivers they're very physical with. It can be very holding and touching with him, so that's very nice. So I said goodbye, and I told him that I loved him, and I would see him next Friday, which is the next Gerry and Mark's Day. So that's part one of today. And part two, I wanted to read some comments about that people left on the YouTube. They're very important to me. I like when people write in if they can, if they have a Gmail account. Sometimes they can't if they don't have a Gmail account, but they do write in, and I'd like to read a couple of them that I took note of. And I'm quoting this. I gotta thank you again for what you said in one of your videos. I am not here to be perfect, end of quote. I really took that to heart. I did a presentation recently, and I've always been nervous and would sometimes start to stutter. But not this time. Allowing myself to be imperfect caused a paradox. And the presentation was perfect. Who's to judge anyways? It felt good, alas, perfect. That was funny. And I actually really enjoyed myself doing it. Never had that happen before. End of quote. So that's what it's all about. If you allow yourself to be imperfect, you can often do a better job than trying to be so, on top of everything. At least I'm finding that out with when I do with the videos. And so, I think today I'm pretty relaxed, So sometimes I might not be. I might stutter around and fumble around, and that's okay too. So that's one quote that I noticed that I wanted to read. That was a recent one the other day. And this is for about 3 weeks ago. It was from the 25th talk, Are Feelings Good or Bad? Quote, not a quote, that's a quote, but also a question mark. This is the quote. I am a mental health professional, and I think my flaws are my strengths. And it is important to remain vigilant about such issues. I think you exceed TED, that's TED Talks, as you claim your vulnerabilities that we all share in an understandable manner. She likes the fact that vulnerabilities are shown in my presentations, and that sometimes I feel self-critical about them, but also I know I like the way the presentations are, and I'm going to keep them that way. So continued with her quote, thank you for your authenticity and heartfelt commentary. It is quite meaningful. So, end of quote. So I appreciate that very much. I tried to be as down to earth and heartfelt as I can manage, and because that's what people who were important to me in my life and training, that also resonated with me. Not the over-intellectualized approach to therapy, which is important to learn, but it's not the best thing to learn about doing treatment, because treatment really is about the emotional world, not so much the intellect, although the intellect works with the emotions. So those are two quotes that I wanted to address, and from time to time I'm going to do that. I'm going to read some of these comments that people have made on the YouTube channel. So this is Dr. Mark Sehl, and of the YouTube channel Therapy for the Heart. And I guess this would be a mixture of the 26th talk here on the YouTube, and also a mixture with talking about Dr. Gerry Lucas. So maybe I'll put this talk on both playlists. And so I want to thank you. I'm going to sign off for now. And if you can, like this video, and appreciate that. I like you liking it. And as I've said many times, without you, I wouldn't have a channel. So thank you again. And if you get a Gmail account, if you have one, you could also sign in and make comments too, and I'll respond to them. So thank you very much. It's good to talk to you again. I'm going to sign off for now. Bye-bye.